There comes a time in life, perhaps after the children are grown, careers are settled or complete, and the noise of youth quiets down, when we begin to ask deeper questions. What truly matters? Why did I spend so much time worrying about what others thought? What was I really chasing all those years? And more importantly, what brings peace now? For many, the answer begins with a quiet realization that happiness doesn't come from what others think of us. It comes from within. And it begins the moment we stop trying to impress. Let us sit with that idea, gently, like a warm cup of tea on a calm afternoon, and see where it takes us. Chapter 1. The Heavy Weight of Impressing Others. From early childhood, we're taught, subtly or directly, to seek approval. Gold stars in school, compliments from teachers, applause from relatives. We learn that to be loved is to be seen as good, smart, successful, or beautiful. And so we perform. We shape ourselves into what we think the world wants. We chase achievements, possessions, appearances, not because they satisfy us deeply, but because we believe they'll earn us admiration. But over time, it becomes exhausting. Like carrying a heavy bag that we forgot to put down. We get so used to holding it, we forget how light we would feel without it. Trying to impress others is a weight, a silent one, but very real, and one day, if we're lucky, we realize we don't have to carry it anymore. Chapter 2. The Illusion of Applause. Have you ever noticed how applause fades quickly? You give a wonderful speech, dress beautifully for a party, or accomplish something impressive. People praise you, and then moments later, life continues. The room empties, the lights turn off, the compliments stop, and you're left alone again, with yourself. Chasing admiration is like drinking salt water. It feels refreshing at first, but it leaves you thirstier than before. Why? Because it doesn't nourish the soul. It doesn't create peace. It feeds the ego, not the heart. The applause of others is fleeting, but inner contentment, that lasts. Chapter 3. The Freedom of No Longer Performing. There is a gentle kind of freedom that comes when we stop performing. We stop dressing a certain way to be noticed. We stop pretending to like things we don't. We stop saying yes when we mean no, just to keep others happy. We allow ourselves to be honest, to be real, and in that honesty, we find space to breathe, to live on our terms. To choose simplicity over show. Suddenly, life becomes less about proving something and more about enjoying each moment. Watching birds, smelling fresh bread, laughing without needing to be witty, loving without needing to be admired. What a relief that is. Chapter 4. Rediscovering the Self. When we stop trying to impress, we rediscover who we really are. Not the version others applauded, not the version we crafted for approval, but the quiet, real self that was always there, underneath the layers. Maybe we find that we love quiet walks more than crowded events, or that we prefer books to small talk. Maybe we realize that success, as we once defined it, no longer matters. And in this rediscovery, we find joy, not the noisy kind, but the kind that feels like sitting in sunlight with your eyes closed. Soft, still, true. Chapter 5. Letting go of should. One of the most powerful things we can do in the second half of life is to let go of the word should. I should have achieved more. I should look younger. I should be doing what others are doing. But who decides what we should be? So much of our stress comes from comparing ourselves to others, or to imaginary versions of ourselves. But life is not a competition. It's a journey. Each step is enough. Each breath is enough. You are enough. The moment we let go of should, we begin to rest, and in that rest, we find peace. Chapter 6. Choosing connection over impression. When we stop trying to impress, something beautiful happens. We connect more deeply, with ourselves and with others. We no longer speak to be admired, but to be understood. We no longer listen to reply, but to truly hear. We no longer seek to shine alone, but to sit together in the warmth of shared humanity. And those are the moments we remember, not the ones where we looked perfect, but the ones where we were real. Realness creates intimacy, and intimacy is the soil where happiness grows. Chapter 7. The Wisdom Years. If you're between 55 and 80, you've lived through many seasons. You've known joy and loss, hope and disappointment, laughter and silence. And through it all, you've grown wiser. You've learned that people's opinions come and go, but your inner peace stays with you. You've learned that the world is not always fair, but beauty can still be found in small things. You've learned that happiness is not loud or flashy. It's quiet, like the sound of leaves rustling, or a grandchild's laughter, or a memory that warms your heart. This wisdom is your treasure. It didn't come easily, but now it's yours to keep and to share. Chapter 8. Living Softly, Living Truly. 2. Live softly means to walk through life with gentleness, with kindness to yourself and others. To live truly means to stop pretending and to start embracing who you are. You don't have to be impressive. You already are a miracle. Your presence is enough. Your story is enough. Your being is enough. Let others chase the spotlight, if they wish. You can rest in the shade. You can smile without needing to be seen. You can love without needing to be praised. That is true happiness. Chapter 9. Reframing Legacy. Often, we think of legacy as what we leave behind. But legacy also lives in what we share now. Every time you are honest, you give permission for others to be honest too. Every time you choose peace over performance, you remind others that it's okay to rest. Your authenticity is a gift. Your calm is a lesson. You don't need a statue or a headline to be remembered. You only need to live with sincerity, and that is enough. Chapter 10. The Joy of Ordinary Days. Sometimes we overlook happiness because we expect it to look grand, but joy is often found in ordinary days. In the smell of morning coffee, in the sound of rain on the roof, in the smile of someone who truly knows you, in the comfort of soft clothes, warm blankets, and long conversations. When we stop trying to impress, we notice these things more. We become present, and presence, not perfection, is the root of joy. Chapter 11. The Power of Saying, I don't need that anymore. There is great power in being able to say, I don't need that anymore. The need to be liked by everyone, the desire to have the latest thing, the pressure to appear young, busy, important. Letting go is not loss, it's liberation. It's making space for rest, for laughter, for peace. You've earned this freedom. Use it. Say no to the noise. Say yes to the quiet. That's where your happiness lives. Chapter 12. A Life of Meaning, Not Performance. In the end, what we want isn't to be admired. It's to be loved. Not for our achievements, but for who we are. Not for what we show, but for what we feel. A meaningful life is not built on applause, it's built on connection, kindness, and truth. So let the masks fall. Let the performances, and let yourself be seen as you are. Because in that moment, free of pretending, you touch real happiness. Chapter 13. The Beauty of Being Forgotten. We live in a world that glorifies being remembered. But there is quiet beauty in being free of the spotlight. To walk into a room and not be noticed isn't always a loss. It can be a gift. You're free to be yourself, to observe, to enjoy, without needing to perform. As we grow older, some people drift away. Our names may not be on as many lips, but what matters isn't how many people remember us. It's how deeply we lived when we were here. And those who matter remember. They remember your kindness, your presence, your stories, your laughter, and you remember yourself. That is enough. Chapter 14. Gentle Courage. It takes courage to live simply in a world that tells you to be more. It takes courage to age gracefully when the world celebrates youth, to slow down when others rush, to say, "I'm okay as I am," while the world shouts, "You're not enough." But there is a kind of courage that doesn't roar. It doesn't demand attention. It's quiet, steady, gentle, and you've shown it every time you chose authenticity over applause. That courage has shaped your life and inspired others more than you know. Chapter 15. What Matters at the End. We don't take our resumes with us, or our awards, or our titles. At the end, what remains are the moments we were present, the people we loved, the times we laughed until we cried, the touch of a hand, the warmth of a home, the lessons we passed on, not through lectures, but through how we lived. When we stop trying to impress, we start building a life that will matter at the end, not for how big it looked, but for how deeply it was felt. And that is the life most worth living.